So, what really separates a good captain from a legendary one, or a team that just plays together from a team that actually wins championships?
Well, here's the secret. It's not just about raw talent or physical skill. It's all about psychology. It's about winning the game that happens inside your head.
And that's exactly what we're going to break down today. We're opening up what I like to call the leader's mental playbook to help you master the psychology of sports leadership. Hey everyone, welcome to Subjects Simplified. If you're studying sports leadership, think of this as your ultimate study guide. We're going to unlock the mental plays that turn talented athletes into those unforgettable leaders that people talk about for years.
First up, scouting the field. You ever been in a group project where it feels like you're doing all the heavy lifting and, someone else is just kind of there? Yeah, well, that exact same thing happens in sports. And trust me, it can totally sink a team.
So, the first concept we have to get our heads around is group cohesion. Think of it as the superglue holding a team together. It's all about the bonds, the shared goals. Really, it's just the technical term for how well a team clicks.
And you want to see this in action? Just watch a championship soccer team. The ones who seem to have telepathy, making these incredible no-look passes. That's not magic. That is peak group cohesion. They know where their teammates are going to be without even looking.
But on the flip side of that, you get something called social loafing. Remember that group project problem we just talked about? This is it. It's the tendency for some people to, slack off when they're in a group because they figure no one will notice their individual effort.
I mean, we've all seen this, right? The star basketball player drains an amazing three-pointer and then just casually jogs back on defense. Why? Because they're thinking, someone else will get it. That right there, that's social loafing, and it is an absolute team killer.
Now here's a similar idea that people sometimes get confused with social loafing. It's called the Ringelmann effect. But this isn't necessarily about being lazy. It's about what happens when a group just gets too big.
So, what's the actual difference? It's pretty simple. Social loafing is a motivation problem. It's a choice to put in less effort. The Ringelmann effect, on the other hand, is a coordination problem. Think about a giant game of tug of war. The more people you add, the harder it is for everyone to pull at the exact same time. It's literally too many cooks in the kitchen.
All right, so we've looked at the team psychology, but what about the battle happening right inside your own head? This is where things get really interesting. It's time to talk about the leader's inner game.
This all starts with something called attribution theory. Now, it sounds kind of academic, but all it really means is, how do we explain our wins and our losses? The stories we tell ourselves about why things happened are incredibly powerful.
And you can basically attribute the outcome to two places. There's internal attribution, which sounds like, my hard work paid off, that's why we won. And then there's external attribution. We lost because the referee was biased, or the field conditions were terrible. And this leads us straight into a very human, very common trap called the self-serving bias. And let's be honest, we all do this. It's our natural instinct to take all the credit for the good stuff and blame everything else for the bad stuff.
The textbook sporting example, the quarterback. After a touchdown, it's always, I made a perfect throw. But after an interception, my receiver ran the wrong route. You see how that works? A truly great leader learns to see past that bias and take ownership.
Okay, so you've scouted the team's mindset. You've managed your own inner game. Now it's time to actually call the play. So, what's your leadership style going to be? Let's check out 3 different playbooks you can run. We're going to break down the 3 big ones: situational, transactional, and transformational leadership. Think of them as 3 core plays in your leadership playbook. And the real secret is knowing which one to call and when.
All right, play number 1, situational leadership. The keyword here is situation. This isn't about having one rigid style, it's about being a leadership chameleon.
So what does that actually mean? It means you read the room. You look at your team. Are they rookies or seasoned vets? You look at the task at hand, and you adapt your style to fit. You might be really hands-on with a new player, but you'd give more freedom to your established star. It all depends on the situation.
Okay, moving on to play number 2 in our playbook. This is transactional leadership. If the last one was about adapting, this one is the straight-up get-it-done approach.
This style is all about structure, supervision, and performance. It works on a pretty simple system of rewards and punishments. You hit your targets, you get rewarded. You don't meet the standard, there are consequences. It's a clear-cut transaction. You do this, you get that.
And that brings us to our final play, play number 3. And honestly, this is the big one. This is transformational leadership. This is the stuff of legends, the kind of leadership that truly inspires.
So a transformational leader doesn't just manage people, they inspire them. They create a vision that's so compelling that the team wants to achieve more, not for a reward, but because they believe in the shared goal. They literally transform the people around them.
So let's do a super quick recap of the playbook. Think of this as your exam cheat sheet. Situational leadership is all about adapting. Transactional leadership is based on an exchange. And transformational leadership is all about inspiring. Adapt, exchange, inspire. Got it? So if you're going to remember one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. Great leaders don't just master the X's and O's on the field, they master the game that's played in the mind, both their own and their team's. Which really leaves us with just one final question for you to think about. After looking at this playbook, after understanding all this psychology, what kind of leader will you be?
Hey, if this explainer helps simplify your studies, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. And make sure you subscribe to Subject Simplified so you don't miss the next breakdown. Thanks for watching.